Okay. So today I will be gardening. But first, as always, I need coffee. And I already refrigerated this, so it's going in the microwave. Sorry. I'm extremely stuffy today, but when am I not? This is an ongoing problem in my life. This year I've decided I need to implement more routine and consistency in my life. Not that it didn't already exist. I kind of stick to the same morning routine, but I figured I wanted to nurture that a little bit more. I don't know. I think, you know, I talked about it, or no, I don't think I talked about it in my last video. I kind of talked about it on Instagram. This kind of overwhelming need to tend to my womanhood. So I had been growing some strawberries in a tiny little planter, they're not tiny, they're, you know, they're enough. The house that I live in has this, you know, backyard that grows oranges and pomegranates and some other fruit that I've never tried. You know, grows in the summer, but I've never tried it. But I wanted to add to the garden and add strawberries, and it is January now, so hopefully by spring we'll get a good bountiful harvest. I don't even know if I'm really good at this, but we're about to find out. I got a Home Depot gift card for Christmas, so I went and bought all the supplies that I could possibly need for this, and I'm really excited. Like, this is something that I've been wanting for a while. I feel, you know, I didn't grow the orange tree and I didn't plant the pomegranate tree on the property that I live on, but I feel so good pulling from them when, you know, the orange tree is actually, it's pretty big right now. Usually we get oranges in the winter, and it makes me feel good, even though I had no part in it other than, you know, plucking it off the tree and making orange juice, which actually I'm going to do today as well. So I feel like being able to know that I did all of the work into something that I put on the table feels like it will be really fulfilling. That being said, before we go out and do this, I'm going to pluck some oranges and make some orange juice, so by the time I come back, I have some cold orange juice ready for lunch. It's not much right now, but it's honest work, and I don't know if I'll be able to reach, actually. This is very, very high, but I'll do my best. I need 3 for the amount I plan on making, but I don't think I can reach. I need to buy, you know, one of those extra hands. Beautiful. 3 oranges ready to be sliced in half. I mean, if you could just see how orange these were in real life, it's incredible. Over the winter break, I spent some time in the South, of course, visiting my family, but I stayed at a farm with one of my really good friends, John, and I don't know, seeing kind of their routine and their way of living and how slow it was a precious thing to witness. Watching this couple who ran the farm just kind of tend to their gardening and their animals, and it was beautiful. And I know Los Angeles is nowhere close to a slower, I mean, it's much slower than New York, but not as slow as the South. But I'm trying to implement those, you know, ways of living into my everyday. Check out this super cute vintage juicer that I got at a thrift store. I will say it is cute, but it is a workout. I would like to get an automatic one, but I kind of feel like I've looked at it so many times, but I'm like, you know what? It takes away from the magic of, you know, taking time with something. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not strong enough to get all the juice out myself. work around it. See, I feel like with an electric juicer, it'd be much easier to get all that. But I'm doing my best, and that's all that matters. I've always really loved the month of January because, you know, it's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope in January that you have for yourself. Hope that you'll, you know, stick to your guns. Fashion months are, you know, coming up, but it's time to just kind of work on my own things. And sometimes I forget to do that with how much I let myself work without, you know, saying anything about it. This feels extremely sexual, and if this is, you know, tending to any kinks, keep it to yourself. It's filled all the way to the top. And that's gonna be so delicious when it's cold. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to composting, but I'm gonna save these, mesh them up with some coffee grounds, and figure out if I can put it in with my soil later. I'm only going to be doing 2 strawberry runners today, 2 of the strawberries. If I have time, then I also have some parsley and lavender. And I can just only hope something will sprout. Well, we're most definitely in Los Angeles with all that sound. So I bought these 2 strawberry plants like in the fall, September. They're ready to go in normal soil. The plan is to reroot some of these succulents, move them over here to this empty space. I'm gonna dig holes and put the strawberries in them and put some new soil, and we'll have, hopefully, fingers crossed, some huge fresh strawberries by the spring. I can't wait. Okay. Also, I realized I actually have cilantro, not parsley. I misspoke. I'm gonna put all the old soil into here. We've been getting a lot of rain this past week, and so it's not raining today, but it's gonna rain in 2 days, and so I thought better do this quick so we have some free water. Here we have a succulent, which is gonna go right over here. Oh my goodness, I found a little earthworm. He must be loving this rain. You know what, I'm gonna keep you, but we're gonna move you somewhere else. How beautiful is that? My camera died outside. I'll have you know, I finished planting everything. I cleaned up everything. I had to do some trimming because there were some dead leaves attached to the runners, and you don't want that. Now I'm making lunch, but I must share with you these adorable bowls that I also thrifted that I love so much. How cute. I'm gonna have some leftover dinner. Unfortunately, there is no moment of truth here because I just couldn't wait. I had to have some while I was waiting for my food to heat up. Look at that color. That's some real orange juice right here. I wanted to share, I got 3 books for Christmas, and I, to this, like, will always say books are the greatest gift you can give someone. It is so personal. It's very thought out. I would much rather receive a written card and a book than a new pair of Gucci shoes, you know? Because people think about you when they gift you these things. I got A Girl's Story by Annie Ernaux, and also Getting Lost by Annie Ernaux. This couldn't be more me. I'm unfamiliar with her work. I've never read her work. And I think that's also just the most exciting part of getting books, is when you are unfamiliar with somebody's work. I have a feeling A Girl's Story might become one of my favorites just based on the title and the description alone. It's a memoir. My favorite genre of book is memoir, essays, and journal entries, which I think actually this one is. Getting Lost seems like it's a journal entry type of book. So these are both up my alley, and I'm really excited to dig into both of these. I also got Patti Smith's Book of Days. I made a joke. This is obviously a joke. Let me preface it that she must have taken one look at Film for Her. Oops. And I had a little idea for a Book of Days, except for hers is way cooler. It's a signed copy. Oh, I feel so lucky to receive something this beautiful, and I will cherish it forever. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of these are just, you know, based off of photos she's posted on Instagram and, you know, photos she's taken with her Polaroid. So I'm also really excited about this. Okay, so I'm in my loungy clothes. It's freezing in my house. The heater. So I got a package from H&M. They're a little bit more avant-garde than what you think of when you think of H&M. I think that they're really cool pieces. A lot of people come, you know, are shocked when they realize what I'm wearing is H&M. But I wanted to do a little try on with all the pieces that I got because they're all so good. And because I have an outing tonight, and I'm probably going to wear, I mean, you'll see it later, but I'm gonna wear something from it, and I'm really excited. Forgive me when I say this. I'm going to a little spiritual gathering, if you will, where, you know, it's the new year, we're letting go of things, bringing in new things, lighting some candles, burning some manifestations, and it's always a fun excuse to dress up. I'm gonna try on all of this H&M stuff, and let's see how it all fits. Okay, first things first is this sequenced brown, unbelievably gorgeous bustier dress that has this, you know, little tutu situation. I don't know what that is actually called. It's a cut, you know. I'm not gonna search for the words right now, but this, let's try it on. This is wild. Here's the hack into zipping something by yourself. You sit on something, and that's kind of pulling down the weight. Granted, I'm wearing socks. You know what, actually, you probably could turn this into some, if you really wanted to go with it, like into some sporty look and have some like knee-high sport socks. I mean, that actually sounds insane. Do not take my advice. I'm losing my mind these days in my house. You're gonna want to dress this up. I'm just being crazy. But look at how beautiful it is, and it really has this like built-in corset situation, so you are locked in. Look at that. Oh wow, a little bit of cleavage does not hurt anyone. I lost all my boobs, so this is like great. Now I probably won't wear this tonight because you'll see what's coming. You know what, I'm just gonna pull it out now. Okay, this next piece seems a little out of character for me due to the color, which I understand, but it's just so, you know, you feel like Margot Tenenbaum, and who doesn't want something this big, you know? This is swallowing me. I love anything that swallows me. And, you know, of course it's not the typical color that I would usually go for, but ooh, that was my knee popping. It's doing something, and I really appreciate that. I think I'm gonna wear this huge piece tonight because, you know, I'm not going to the Met Gala, but close enough. These shoes are crazy. Would you look at that? That right here is glamour. I don't have a single pair of shoes like this, so this really does feel like a treat. It's kind of 70s, you know? A pair of nice with a pair of bell-bottomy pants, a suit, a dress, a skirt, whatever your heart desires. This has you covered. Speaking of Met Gala, this piece is actually gonna send me to oblivion because And where am I going to wear this? I need to figure this out. I need to figure out where it is appropriate to wear this black loofah on my body and no one gives me a side eye for being too much. Let me put it on. Okay. The thing is we all know the old tale. You'd much rather be overdressed than underdressed. I mean, if I was getting married tomorrow, I think I'd wear this with a black veil. A lacy black veil. This is insane. Look at how well thought out this was. If only, like, I wish everyone could feel the texture of this insanely beautiful piece. I think the only thing I will say is I would get it tailored a little bit more to my body. I bring this up, cinch this in, so it looks and feels like it was made exactly for me. I mean, it already looks like it is, but wow. Now imagine, even with the coat. This is glamour. This is so glamorous. I want to swim in this coat. I want to sleep in it. It's so cozy. You feel like a little teddy bear. I feel like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie Behind Covenant Walls, but it feels like I'd fit in some dream world. Over the summer, or sometime last year, I spent some time with H&M and I went to Stockholm to, you know, meet the team, and I was with a group of wonderful people who talked about the process of taking old waste and putting it into new garments. Everyone that was with me in my group was so hard-hitting with the questions because I think we're all curious naturally. I really appreciate everyone who was asking hard-hitting questions about, you know, the process and seeing it. And we actually got to see this collection in person before I even got my hands on any of these pieces. It was a wonderful experience. Everyone was so kind. The collection that H&M released is called the Metaverse collection. So it kind of is alluding to this new futuristic idea of fashion. And every single piece in the collection is well thought out and so interesting and so cool. Even in their last collection, I wore a couple of their pieces, their dresses more specifically, to events or to parties, and so many people are like, where is that from? Could not believe me, it was H&M. And that does go to show the effort that they are putting towards creating things that are meant to last. I try to make a conscious effort in purchasing things, if not secondhand, that I know will last me for a long time. You know, tailoring my wardrobe to pieces that will last me is very, very, very important. And if I overwear it, do not judge me. Shout out to the H&M Metaverse collection. This is like wild stuff we're working with here. If, God willing, I have a daughter one day, me crossing my fingers as if I'm not like actually deathly afraid to be a mother. God willing, you know, hey babes, you got a new prom dress and I hope you love it.